Welcome back to Midnight Movie Club, and we just got some brand new news about Ben Wheatley's upcoming horror that's meant to be some sort of trippy, hallucinogenic, witchcraft type movie in the earth. And this news is coming from Bloody Disgusting, as they've got an exclusive clip from the film, which we'll take a look at in a second. But basically, it goes over the myth of this mythological creature called Parnag Fegg, and apparently it is the spirit of the woods. So Parnag Fegg is the spirit in this picture that we see in this scene and that we've seen in the trailers. It's still up for debate yet whether we'll actually see the creature during the film. I would say that we're not going to see Parnag Fegg actually, come to fruition in the film and actually see the full embodiment of this creature. It could well just be a story that, gets stuck in the main character's head, and when they do start hallucinating, they start seeing their own fears, because as we see in the clip, the characters do seem cautious to talk about this spirit. The lassie's really trying to change the subject, and the guy seems pretty damn scared of this picture and what this spirit can do. He doesn't like the look of it, and he's looking at the pictures that the kids have drawn of it as well, and he seems pretty shaken by it. So I'd hazard to guess that when that sort of smoke starts coming out of the plants that we've seen in the trailer, it's going to make them hallucinate, and they might think that they are under the control of Parnag Fegg, when in reality, they're just tripping balls. So in this scene, we see Martin and Alma getting acquainted with each other, probably the first time they've met, just after Martin's been checked for any signs of infection or stuff like that. As we do know, this universe in the Earth is going through a pandemic as well. Alma then goes on to tell Martin when he asks who is she says it's Parnag Fegg, it's a local folk tale, she's meant to be the spirit of the woods. Then we see some crude drawings from children of Parnag Fegg, and they're enough to give you nightmares, but the picture itself is absolutely terrifying. We've talked about it in trailer breakdowns before. We see demon skeletons, bodies flying up to like a black pyramid and stuff like that. Yeah, goblins banging on drums. The more you look at the picture, the more that you see. But these kids' drawings are really creepy as well, because they're all so different. So it really gives you that fear of the unknown. You don't know what you're walking into with this creature. It could be anything. It's kind of Lovecraftian in that sense. And it would be cool to see the creature, but as the film was, shot on a micro budget during lockdown, I can't see them having any creature effects and stuff like that. So I do think it'll just be something that plays on the characters' minds as they trip due to these fumes that seem to be coming out of the ground, which I'm pretty sure will probably be part of this pandemic and the root of it, possibly. Alma then goes on to say that a few kids went missing in the 70s, so this is something they tell them to, scare them a little bit of the woods and let them know the dangers, stop them from wandering off by themselves. So yeah, there's definitely something there. Kids have went missing before, so could there be something in these woods, or if they just, fell down a ditch somewhere or died to natural causes, who knows? But it's definitely getting the mind racing, and it's a little bit unsettling, especially hearing something like this just before you're about to head into the woods. Martin then seemed pretty scared of the story, so he starts, trying to convince himself that it's not real and it's something that, people just make up to tell children. Alma then goes on to say she's not too sure. She's not sure how long that painting's been on the wall. It's something they've just picked up and threw up there like the rest of the decorations. So yeah, it's definitely leaving it open for some creepy supernatural goings on, and I really like this scene as it really doesn't tell us much. It just tells us enough. It's not an absolutely huge exposition dump, and it gives us a little sense of the characters. Martin seems a bit jumpy, a little bit scared of things like this, whereas Alma's more dismissive and she's maybe more scientific minded. I don't know, Martin might be a bit more open minded to things like this. So yeah, it gives us a nice little sense of the characters without dumping too much exposition on us. It sets up Parnag Fegg nicely, and makes us think like, what could this thing actually look like, and is this thing actually there? Martin then goes on some more saying, are we sure that she's a spirit for good? Are we sure that she's helped people? Because there's all sorts of weird shit going on in this picture. And Alma just completely changes the subject. She just asks Martin Lowry, like, I've heard that name before, do I know you? He tells a story about how there's a kid in school with the same name as him who bullied him. And that's about it. It stops there with the painting's kind of forgotten about. I'm sure the scene will progress onward in a different direction and divert us away from Parnag Fegg. So either Alma's dismissive or just doesn't believe it or just doesn't want to talk about it. She's more interested in Martin, or she knows something's up and she just doesn't want to talk about it because it freaks her out as well. There's a lot of subtext there and it's really nice to read into and see, and it's got me very, very interested. I was always really looking forward to In the Earth. It got really good reviews at Sundance. I heard they achieved quite a lot and quite a scary hallucinogenic sensory experience, even though it did have a micro budget, and I'm really interested in the mythology and folklore behind it. So yeah, it does come out today in select theatres. I think it's coming out on VOD as well, certain places. So yeah, hopefully I can see it somewhere. I've looked at theatres around me, nowhere's got it, so I'm gonna have to check online, see if anyone's streaming it, if there's anywhere I can buy it on iTunes, YouTube, stuff like that. So yeah, if I don't have a review for this one over the weekend, it's purely just because I can't see the film, but just know once I do see it, I will review it, as there's been a fair bit of interest for it here on the channel, and I think we're all really looking forward to this one. Ben Wheatley's someone I'm really interested in. Kill List was really good. A Field for in England was pretty good, and he's also doing the Meg 2, the sequel to the Meg, so I'm keen to see him doing that. I think he's a pretty good director and writer. So yeah, let me know what you made of this scene in the comment section down below. Do you think Parnag Fegg is real and is going to be in the film, or do you think, you know, she's just going to be something in the back of the characters' minds? Through reading into Parnag Fegg a little bit more, I couldn't find anything online. It seems like it is something that's been made up for the film. If that's incorrect, please let me know in the comments, and, you know, just educate me if you know anything about this. But yeah, I've heard that Parnag Fegg might actually influence Zach's character, which is the guy with the axe who we find in the woods, who's going to be a bit of an antagonist, I'm pretty sure. So he might be possessed, or he's just tripping balls, and they all have heard this story of Parnag Fegg and are associating it to that. It's going to be interesting to see either way. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this video. Like it if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks very much for watching, and good night.